Welcome, everyone. This is Carol Morgan, your host, and this is another interview with another one of our mentees that has been through the Breaking Free protocol or course and mentorship course. And this is Beverly Holden. Beverly, thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I really appreciate you sharing your experience with us.
Thank you, Carol. I love this program, and I love you, and I love Zena. So I'm tickled to be here. I'm glad to be a part of this.
Thank you so much. So, Bev, this is going to be just a conversation between us, and just a time for us to share with people what is it that breaking free means and what it did for you and where you are going with it. So to begin, if you would please be so kind to just share with people what brought you to breaking free. What was it that you were expecting to break free from?
Well, Carol, I really wanted with all my heart to see myself differently. I was one of those that was sitting in the back quietly while everybody else in the group is talking, but I'm too afraid to express how I feel. I would just keep my opinions to myself and wear this happy face and just pretend like everything was fine, even when it wasn't. So I was just tired of being that way. So I was between the Course in Miracles and Breaking Free. These both programs have just been lifesavers for me. So that's where I came from. That's why I wanted to join this program. I wanted to see myself differently.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, how was your experience with the 5 or so months that we spent together?
Oh my goodness. Every session I would sit down and every time I would print out the material, I would start off my day and I would ask for guidance and show me what I need to see with this step. And every step was eye-opening. Every step I had an aha moment. And one of the biggest aha moments for me was the part where you look at your beliefs and the source that they came from. And for me, that was huge because I was thinking, okay, what stories do I tell myself and where did that come from? And then a scripture would pop in my head and I'll go, oh my goodness, I haven't been to church in how many years, but I still had old church programs running through me. And that was a real eye-opener for me. But every experience, I couldn't wait till it was our time for our next session, Carol, because I kept a list of questions and what came up from the last time I saw you to the next time. And I would ask Zeno, well, what about this? What about this? And so I couldn't wait for each step to take place.
Oh, I love hearing this. I love hearing this because, well, first of all, it was such a joy to meet with you because you were so eager, you were so open, and you were so ready. And that was beautiful to experience. You were so ready that each time that you got a new piece of information, you just soaked it up, you ran with it, you did your work. Because we can guide you, but unless you do the work, it isn't going to do what it's supposed to do. And for me to be a witness of that, it was just so much fun, Bev, so much fun.
Thank you. I did take it seriously.
You sure did. You sure did. So let me ask you, was there anything that surprised you? Was there anything that you weren't expecting?
Yes. I got that part, the church part. I wasn't expecting that at all. And the part that got me, I kind of got stuck after the deconstruction, and it was time to create a plan. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to create. I didn't know what I wanted. And so I meditated. And during meditation, I got this download that showed me a flip chart that said, God is blank, blank, blank. God is not blank, blank, blank. who is Jesus, blank, 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 who Jesus is not, blank, blank, blank. Anyway, you get the picture. And so when I came out of that meditation, oh my goodness, teaching. Yes, my passion is teaching. I had forgotten about how much I love teaching. And I tried a few years ago to come up with a curriculum, a spiritual curriculum, but it was so overwhelming. I didn't know where to start. There's so much information. Well, they just put it in my lap. This is how you get started. And so I just created this little easel with this flip chart and did that and loved every bit of it. So that was a total surprise for me.
How amazing. And you bring up a couple of good points. The first point that you make that I think is really important to share is that we are so unaware of that information that we have on our hard drive, the operating system, the default, which is usually unloving. It talks about where you have failed. It talks about doubt. It talks about fear. And you are not aware of it. It's just running in the background. And unfortunately, it's running your life too. But when you examine what beliefs are driving you, what is it that is guiding your way and where it came from, you start realizing and bringing it to consciousness, and you start realizing how much of it is not even yours, how much you have brought down from your parents and from well-meaning people. It might be friendships, it might be authorities, it might be school teachers, whatever the case may be. But we make them ours and we don't even know it, and we run them unconsciously. So that is one of the points that you make that I see a lot in the mentorship experience that people bring up. I wasn't aware that this was even a thing in me. And now that I pay attention, boy, is it overriding my guidance, really. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing that I love about what you're bringing up is that a lot of people don't know what they want. You can ask a person, what is it that you want? And they can tell you a bunch of things that they don't want. Oh, I don't want to do this and I don't like that. But they have a hard time, most people, telling you or even articulating what it is that they want. So when confronted with what is it that you want and try to put it down, it's very interesting how many people get stumped, and this allows them to move forward. In the point that you make of having something just be brought forward that wasn't in your plans, at least consciously, it's even more amazing.
Yeah, that blew me away. I was excited.
So what do you feel you want to do with that? What are your thoughts of what your next step with this is going to be, Bev?
Well, I've had a few opportunities where I asked a lady if she would let me practice with her for the first time. And after doing that, she said, I've got a circle of women, a women's circle group that I have go over healing and Course of Miracles with. Would you present your material to them? And so just recently I did that for them. And then I had another couple that my daughter Gina knows, and I asked them if I could come do it with them in person. And so I did that and they loved it. They just ate that up. So I've just said I'm open to the universe. Whatever doors open up, I'll walk through them. I have no idea where this is going to take me. I'm just ready to go through those doors, whatever happens.
I would love to know, what is the biggest change in your life that you see you have experienced as a result of breaking free?
That's easy, very easy answer. I'm able to love myself more. As a result of this program. I can love myself when I thought I couldn't. I can forgive myself when I thought I couldn't. So that's huge for me. And I can express myself. And that was one of the big things, one of the items of attention. I was having trouble expressing myself. So now I look for opportunities to express myself. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to volunteer for this interview. I'm enjoying the just being able to tell you how I feel.
How amazing. And in this line of expressing yourself, you are also writing a book. Would you like to share with us?
Well, that happened during the Breaking Free workshop. Uh, During meditation, it came to me to write a book, The Story of Me, Lessons Learned, which was a total surprise to me too. And so I have completed that. It's just a short book, 12 chapters. And what it's allowed me to do is just look at my life and see how far I've come from where I was to where I am now. And it's just an opportunity to help me to heal and to learn, to see how my perspective has shifted now from where it was before.
And that is so valuable. That is one of the valuable uses of the past, because the past is gone. It no longer exists. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us get stuck in the past, but what you are doing is you're going back there to inform the present moment, not to dwell on it, not to marinate in it. It's simply to inform the now and give yourself a big pat on the back, which we have trouble doing so often. We're really good at beating ourselves up, but not really going in and saying, wow, I have accomplished so much. I have come so far. Good for me. We're not really taught to do that. And that is exactly what you are doing with this book. And I would say, having heard a couple of your chapters in the last couple of retreats that you have attended, I would say that you are going to inspire a lot of people, because your life has been nothing short of a miracle. You have endured and transcended so much hardship. And here you are in joy and in sharing and loving. I mean, what a miracle. That is a miracle, Bev.
It is. It is. I agree.
How, and I would love to ask you, if you were to share some advice with people that are entertaining whether or not they would go through Breaking Free, what would that be?
Oh my goodness. I would definitely advise anyone to go through this program. And the advice I would give someone who hasn't been through it is I can only share my experience, is to take it seriously and to ask for guidance and to set an intention before each step and just put your heart into it.
I really love that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So you talked about the uncovering of beliefs, or examining beliefs, and the source as one of the ones that was more near and dear to your heart. Did you feel that there were any steps that were more difficult for you, that you had a harder time with?
The hardest one was the one of what to create, but I've already explained that one. But honestly, I didn't find any of them hard. I got the most out of that. I think it was step 3, where we had to look at our belief system, address untruths, look at where they came from. And that's probably what I did the most work on, asking myself, okay, what stories am I telling myself? Why am I beating myself up? Why am I afraid to speak up? And just knowing those, for me, it was old programming of the Proverbs 31 woman, the wife is quiet and the wife is submissive. And it was that old program that was still running that I didn't realize. So that was my experience.
Amazing. Amazing. And in the process, you had already found the love of your life, but in the process, you continued nurturing and developing and magnifying a beautiful relationship with a beloved that you weren't expecting. So would you like to share anything of how Breaking Free has benefited you in that relationship?
Oh, it really has helped, because I am inclined to just keep my feelings to myself. When something bothers me, I don't speak up and talk about it. So having a relationship is a great opportunity for things like that. And so I did have, during Breaking Free, I had an opportunity I created an opportunity to express myself. And I was able to put all of my cards on the table and say, this is how I feel, and this is why. And then he was able to put all of his cards on the table and say, well, this is how I feel and why. And as a result, we both had a better understanding of each other. And those feelings, those icky feelings that I had disappeared and went away. And just opening up to each other was a beautiful experience. And I owe that to Breaking Free. That really helped me. It still is. I will say this, just because we completed the program doesn't mean that those items of attention don't still come up, right? But now I've got the tools. I know what to do. I know what tools to use when they do come up again.
That is such a good point, because this is not something that you just go through in 5 months. This is a new lifestyle. This is a new way of going through your life and your triggers and transcending them, not letting them run your life, but actually go within, figure out what is it that is in for me here? What is this trying to show me? What is the gift here? And how can I make the best of this so that I can create what I want next time if this is not what I want right now? So what you're saying is really invaluable. It's not just for the 5 months and then you're done.
Mm-hmm. You know, Carol, I went to the workshop before I started the one-on-one Breaking Free with you. And the very first day, you probably remember this, I got triggered. I got triggered right off the bat. But not only that, as soon as I walked into the room, I hadn't even found my chair yet. I started tearing up. And I didn't know why. I thought, why am I so emotional? Just by walking in the room and saying, I'm going to start this Breaking Free process, I was getting emotional. And I got triggered just right off the bat. And Zena came in and helped me just right off the bat. So we got off with a bang, because it was hard for me to express myself, but I couldn't, for some reason, it just came out in tears, and Spirit was helping me. Here's your chance to break free and express yourself.
What a beautiful testimonial. And I really appreciate you sharing this, because people come in and they really don't know what to expect. And wow, the sky is the limit. Really, the sky is the limit. And the thought of being free can be a pretty scary thought, because we, as caged birds, we have gotten used to those bars, and we don't know what is out there for us. But when we show up congruently, when we are brave, when we apply all the courage that we have, wow, the sky is the limit. And I have a feeling that sense that you were having of overwhelm was the recognition that there was no reason why you couldn't be free. There really is no reason, and that you were ready. It's an overwhelming sense, really overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Thank you so much, Bev. Any other comments that you would like to make before we close our time together?
Just gratitude. I'm just so thankful for you and Zena and for this program and how it's helping so many people, because I've talked to others and they're right there with me saying, yeah, amen, amen. You know, we all feel the same way.
Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate that. And from the heart, thank you for the opportunity to be of service. This is what I'm here for. And my mission really is to continue helping people break free and understand that they do not need to suffer, that suffering is optional. People don't understand that. It sounds callous when you say you don't need to suffer, but truly you don't. Pain is inevitable in our lifetime, but suffering really is tied to how we perceive our experiences. And if we perceive them as something that we are creating, it changes everything. It changes the way that we see them. It changes the way that we feel, and therefore it changes the experience itself. So Thank you so much for sharing yourself, your time, your love. You're a beautiful being. I will say this again. I love you very much. And I learned so much from you in this process. So thank you, Bev.
You're welcome. I love you too.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You can find the link to our website below, zinaallen.com, and be sure to click on that bell to be notified when we add new videos.